All right, great afternoon to everyone who has joined us on today's edition of the program right here on 32 FM 94.9. The program is a Scoreboard Reloaded, where, of course, we are here to talk to you about sporting stories. Yes, we know that the countdown, less than, let's say, 28 hours. The Super Eagles of Nigeria will take on to the field of play to play on Rwanda in a match day 5 of the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup qualifications. Well, I'll tell you that as we have various national teams vying for a spot there in the Mondial, that's the quadrennial world greatest showpiece that happens every 4 years there in the United States of America, Canada and Mexico, well, across all continents. Well, I can tell you that in the Asian continent, we have one nation. They have etched their name as one of the first nation to qualify for the 2026 FIFA Men's World Cup. And then we can tell that that's the samurai of Japan, as they became the first team to qualify for the 2026 World Cup after second half goals from the commander of Crystal Palace and Takefusa Kubo of Real Sociedad that gave them a 2-0 victory over Bahrain. That was in the early hours of today. So we talk about the African continent. The games that went down yesterday, and the games are set to go down later today on the continent of Africa. Gabon will be up against the Seychelles, and then Comoros will be up against Mali. But in the European scene, we'll talk about Netherlands facing off against Spain, Italy against Germany. We'll also have England face off against Albania. That will be for Friday. And also in the early hours of tomorrow, we would have Brazil take on Colombia, and also USA against Panama. But I will ask Peter, who is my right-hand man on the show this afternoon, that where is he going to set his sights? That's later, that's today, and maybe in the early hours of tomorrow, if he is not going to catch any sleep. That's for tomorrow morning. But on the show this afternoon, yes, we are here to talk about sporting stories, the Nigerian scene, as well as the European scene. Good afternoon, Peter.
Thank you for having me, SAMIES. I'm just a little bit amazed that you didn't ask me or talk about the little madness that happened yesterday in the Federations Cup, Shooting Stars and Zamfara United.
Remember that yesterday I told you the Shooting Stars were in action yesterday, but then I failed. I didn't get any updates. I didn't see any scoreline. I didn't see anything. Not until I got that I hit the road. I had to go home. And then I saw that, Zamfara didn't even turn up. They didn't come at all. And that game, as usual, well, for the Oluyole Warriors, 3 points. And of course, it's not a matter of points now. It was a walk.
That's what you got. You shouldn't start it out. They've been thrown out. So that's it. I'm telling you.
So give us more information.
Okay, so the information is Shooting Stars, took to the pitch yesterday. Zamfara United, the opponent, did not show up. So what does that mean? Walkover.
For Shooting Stars.
Shooting Stars moved to the round of 32. Yes, that was what played out. And then later, I was gathered that Shooting Stars actually fielded 5 ineligible players for that game. 5, SAMIES.
For a game that wasn't played?
That wasn't played. Of course, you have to register the players. You have to register them. You have to come with their license. And of course, the officials would have to check that. And so while checking, they realized that, yes, indeed, on the pitch, you got the walkover. But in terms of what happened behind, because what happened behind the pitch in football matters a lot. Yeah. And so Shooting Stars are out. And the question is, how we waited for over 24 hours and nobody from Shooting Stars is saying anything to anybody concerning that. Nobody is saying anything. There's no, right about now as I speak to you with about 23 minutes to 4, I have not gotten any official statement from Shooting Stars to talk about what happened. 5 players, SAMIES, 5. And you know the rules of the Federations Cup. You cannot sign, the players you sign mid-season cannot be registered for the FA Cup.
Yes.
So we know these are those the things that are there. That's what our own is in this part of the world, unlike what you have in other leagues where if you sign players in the winter, they can go ahead and play for you in the cup games. But for us, it's not. Shooting Stars had 5 players yesterday in that game in Abuja.
Who are we going to blame
for this? Who do you want to blame? You blame Shooting Stars. Were they not aware?
The coach?
I don't care. You want to put the blame on the coach.
Management?
You put the blame on some set of people. The coach, the management, that's what you put the blame. It's not on the players. What's the players' own?
Well, okay, now, Peter, let me ask you. What defines ineligible?
When you play, I take you back a couple of years ago. What's his name? Denis Khrushchev, the Russian playing for Real Madrid. He was playing in the Copa del Rey. He was not eligible to play. And we were bounced out of the tournament. It's as simple as that. That was just one player. He had 5. That was close to half of the starting 11. 5. Who do you put the blame on? On the guys who went ahead to play them. You don't blame the players. 5 players. Absolutely nonsense for me.
You know why I can't? I'm really finding difficult words for this now. This is not a game being played in Ibadan. They went all the way to Abuja, and then they fielded 5 ineligible
That
players.
is why if you have, I've talked about if we put the right people in charge of jobs, the commissioner for youth and sports or whatever it is should be calling people to his office now and ask questions.
To our office.
Okay, is it her?
Our office.
Okay, to our office, since she's a woman, to our office and begin to ask questions. We spend state resources to travel from Ibadan to Abuja, and then you went there, 5 players, and then you are back. Now, it just goes to show the psychological aspect of all of this. Is it down to the fact that they've not been doing the MPFL, results is not coming their way? Is it affecting the way they were thinking? 5 players.
I never knew we were going to spend much time talking about shooting stars, but I want to go back to how we qualified for this Federation Cup.
Yeah,
remember that it was a span of 5 games in 4 days or in 5 days.
Yeah,
they were playing every day.
Yeah, it's because you know that one too was just the state FA who could have managed that. Just to
I think it was down to the statement that was made up by the league management that
I get that also dragged down to the state FA where they can have all these things covered up and just to find the best team in the states playing in the President Federations Cup, Shooting Stars and Crown FC got the ticket. See, SAMIES, I don't want us to talk about this issue of how they find
Zamfara.
Zamfara didn't show up. They've been to 132. What do you do? They didn't show up. They didn't come. They didn't travel. That's when you say, they didn't play. They were not bothered. In fact, what makes you think that they will come and play the Ghana 32? They will still not come. And maybe the team they will play against will go and feed the level player and then they'll move to the round of 16. And that's on the lighter note. But for me, it has to do with why is nobody saying anything from Shooting Stars? Are they taking the people for granted? That is what it looks like. Nobody's saying anything. And I just hope that somebody gets to lose his job. I know these things in Nigeria, people we saw what happened at the Olympic Games, how things were swept under the carpet. And it's just not how to do things. These are the things that when I'm done with shows like this, I need to go take some medics or take plenty of water. Because it just don't make sense. Kola cannot do this kind of mistake. And say this person, Lucky, cannot play this game, and then you feel lucky to play in the game.
I'm presently going through the Sport Writers Association of Oyo State, and I can't find any statement as regards what happened and what we are discussing at this point. So because even pointing fingers, what are they going to point the fingers to? The media officer is not saying anything, and
it is what the management gives the media officer Tosin to say that he will say. So you don't put the blame on Tosin. Tosin will have to wait for an official statement released by the head, maybe the GM, or I don't know, whatever the position, the hierarchy who's got, what do they call this thing now? Organogram. I don't know how it works with Shooting Stars. Release a statement and give to the media officer. His job is to dish it out to the public, and then we'll get to see. So I don't want to put any blame on my colleague.
Who are these 5 players?
The names are there, except you want me to. That would take me about a minute to read the names to you. But
what I can see now is that the players didn't participate in the State's Federation Cup.
Yeah, they did
for
not.
this same reason.
They did not.
And then
Shooting Stars have the guts to throw these boys into the mix to go play in that game against what's the name now, Zamfara United. And so for me, it doesn't make any sense at all. So I'm not going to try to give you the names. I'm just trying to look for the names of the players that
as you look for that,
yesterday.
If you can just use listen. And to me, I was thinking this is going to be a way where Shooting Stars also I can still maybe make it to the Federation. That's a continental ticket.
Just
like that's what was their name? that came in Academy Warriors did last season, playing in the second division and winning the Federations Cup. If Shooting Stars could actually do that, since we've surrendered our second placed position, now we lie sixth on the log of the MPFL. And maybe this can just define how Shooting Stars have been in the past couple of months. In the last 2 months, maybe not getting a victory. Coupled with this one now, where I thought yesterday it was all about the maximum 3 points for us getting into the next round, but now sitting that's just behind the mics at this point, and then it is about Shooting Stars being bounced out of the States Federations Cup.
Yeah, so I'm there. So I'll just give you the names. You can go ahead and read them. So there you have it, Samis. So those are the names of players.
For the 5 players, Samuel Okon.
Jersey number.
Jersey number 21, Sadiq Ibrahim, Ephraim Nwachukwu, Nonso Nze Diego, Ukeme Williams. By implication, licenses used by these players were forged and disqualified from further participation in the 2025 President's Federations Cup.
So can we move on? But man, is that if I come here on Friday and we don't have a statement from Shooting Stars, I'm going to drag them. I'm going to come out again.
Think just coming in by the media officer.
Okay, cool.
Federations Cup expulsion. 3SC management begins investigation and calls for calm. Secured to the letter written by the Nigeria Football Federation (NFF), expelling us from this year's President's Federations Cup on the ground that we fielded ineligible players. The management of Shooting Stars Sports Club wish to inform our teaming supporters and fans that we are taking steps to address the matter. Having received the letter yesterday afternoon, that's Wednesday, moments after we walked over Zamfara United in the round of 64 fixture in Abuja, we want to state that internal and external investigations have commenced on the issue. While this is ongoing, we hereby appeal for calm and patience, knowing fully the tension the issue has generated, with a promise to make an official statement immediately our findings are concluded. So are they going to say that?
Hold on. A minute.
Country's federation.
Give me a minute before, because Lucky is saying we'll have to pay some bills. So the management said that we'll investigate. Investigate who? Themselves. Let's be
Mr. Lucky. Because I can't really phantom all of this.
The management will investigate who?
You're listening to 32 FM 94.9.
Tí wọ́n bá bi ọ́ léèrè pé kí o dárúkọ eré ìdíje géèmù mánigbàgbé tó dángájá, bẹ̀tàrùn ni ìdáhùn rẹ̀ lọ́jọ́kọ́jọ́. Ó yá tara ṣàṣà kí ìwọ náà bá wọn jẹ àǹfààní nínú géèmù alárinrin tó fanimọ́ra ní ìpele pẹ̀lú ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà igba 200,000 owó ìkíni káàbọ̀ àti àwọn ẹ̀bùn mìíràn bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ. bẹ̀tàrùn ayò ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ báyìí. Forí pípẹ́ tayò yìí o. Ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ látòrí ọmọ ọdún 18 lọ sókè. Alájọṣepọ̀ ẹgbẹ́ Aston Villa ni wá.
Feel better about your life.
32 FM 94.9, the antidote to depression.
Probably the next. We've actually exhausted the show talking about Shooting Stars, and I know you're still so much raged.
I'm still also, the statement that you were talking about, Tosin Omojola, the media officer of Shooting Stars. I also have that right in front of me, and I'm just laughing. If only the sport commissioner can come out and make a bold statement. People should lose their job, but it's Nigeria now. It's Nigeria. They will not now. You will see the same people in charge of the club side in a few weeks from now. These people should be out of job. The state club funded by taxpayers' money. You go play Federations Cup. You don't know the basic rules, and then you go field players, 5 of them.
The investigation.
If it is 1, would have said okay 1. No, 5
on the team list. Now 3. I think about 3 started the game. Were actually in the starting 11.
And then you put two on the substitute bench. 2. 3 about to start, 2 on the bench. How does that now? Zamfara United, with all due respect to them, Zamfara United.
They didn't show up?
I don't get it. I really don't get it, because
hopefully in the coming days, in the coming days, let's see if we can have
in the coming days, they will not bury this thing and cover it and put it in one.
I don't think this is going to be buried, because it's going to generate lots of
Shouldn't
issues.
start at the game this weekend in the MPFL, right? The
Yes.
attention will tell you that they will tell you this is a distraction, that they want to go and face the league. I'm just trying to preempt that they want to go and face the league
What
and see
league?
if they can
From
finish.
second to sixth?
No, hold on. They can still say from sixth can go to second. You know how these things work. Because
About the point margin.
Second is sixth now. So what makes you think sixth will not become second? So they will tell
But
you
they'll be
this.
playing at home on Sunday
Yes.
against Niger Tornadoes.
So we wait to see maybe the fans, if they don't get to win that game. See, the thing is that Shooting Stars must win that game against Tornadoes of Minna. If they don't win that game, the fans will vent on this matter and that will result on Sunday. So I'm hoping that because of peace, that Shooting Stars will come out gun blazing and beat Tornadoes on Sunday. If they don't, SAMIES, if they don't win that game, the fans will show Shooting Stars management and the players pepper. Let them know.
And
because
this might
the fans
lead
cannot
to-
imagine them second and now they are sixth. The fans, they were already thinking in their head that there's continental
A
football
lifeline
coming somewhere that they can get results and grand results. If not even win the league, finish second or third. Now they are sixth. If they don't win this game, and Shooting Star, like I was saying that time in a minute, SAMIES, is that they will say this is a distraction, that they want to go and face the league, that they will come back and resolve this. And before you know, the league will end and everybody will kiss it and it's goodbye, and that will just be it. So for me, it's just nonsense.
Just about what it is for the Oluyole Warriors. You know, we have a game against that's Niger Tornadoes. I think coming up. That's on Sunday, 5:30, the 23rd of this month. But we move away from the Nigerian Premier Football League and issues related to the Oluyole Warriors. Now, quickly, we'll talk about Chelsea Football Club, but they've acquired the signings of two players actually. That's Giovanni Quenda and Dario Esugo from Sporting Lisbon. 62.25 million pounds for the pair. And I think this is quite the young signing Chelsea are making once again. But how can all of these players come into what we have now within Chelsea and make it a better side?
Well, I don't know what all of these Chelsea they're up to. I don't know what it means. And they have how many players out on loan. They've gone to Sporting, got one player that United were looking at to sign. Don't forget the head coach of United, Ruben Amorim, had this boy with him, and Esugo is, as we speak, is on loan away from Sporting. But these two will join. One will join in 2026 summer, one will join in 2025 summer. And for me, it's just I don't know how many players Chelsea will sign. I don't know what's the idea. I don't know. If I say I know, I tell you that I lie. I don't really get it. I don't get what all this signings is all about. I don't know what they mean. I just wish them all the best. I wish them all the best. The idea of signing these boys is going to create a lot. The other day, was it a few months ago, we were talking about how the dressing rooms are no longer accommodating every player. They have to use some of the balconies just to ensure that the players they have a certain position or have a space. I don't know, and then there's not even plan for them to build a new ground. So I don't know how long this is going to take place. I don't know how many they're going to sign in the coming days, and how many will leave. You're bringing midfielders. What happened to Latvia? There's Leslie Okuchukwu who's out on loan. There's just be all also. So I don't know how they're going to go about it. I wish I can have an explanation. Maybe we should just pick a few calls and see. Maybe. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Am I calling?
I think it's not for us now.
We actually move away from Chelsea Football Club now and quickly discuss about a few international stories. Yes, I know they've had another training session this morning. Players have been speaking. The captain of the side, Ademola Lookman, the reigning African Footballer of the Year. But now, I know we would have time to discuss about the Shooting Star.
The Super Eagles.
The Super Eagles tomorrow. The game is by 5 p.m. And then we have time to talk about them for 30 minutes.
4:30 today.
So we would actually come in the morning and also in the afternoon and look at it. How the Oluyole Warriors can tame. Why am I saying Oluyole Warriors? How the Super Eagles.
It's understandable. It's understandable.
How the Super Eagles can tame that's Rwanda. But then, still on the continent, we had games go down yesterday. And we would have games go down today.
There's one going on.
Well, for what is going on at this point, yes, Mozambique, they are in action. And I can tell you that on the continent of Africa, just like Japan have qualified, we still await one nation to still gain a qualification. But then we go straight to the European scene also. And I take a listen to the words of Kylian Mbappe. Well, speaking about what it feels like playing with a man who is 39 years old, Luka Modric, within the folds of Real Madrid. Remember when Kylian Mbappe was a teenager? He went to Madrid for, I don't know, maybe an excursion. Sightseeing, yeah, you call it that. But he is playing for the club of his dream. But then, Luka Modric being the captain of the side. Let's take a listen to what Kylian Mbappe has to say about Luka Modric.
This is a photo of a young Kylian standing beneath the poster of Real Madrid players, and Luka Modric is already up there. Now, this was more than a decade ago, and now you get to share the pitch with him. How crazy is that, and how much do you admire his longevity?
The credit is only to him, because me, I grew up normally. He's still here, still at the best level, still at the top, still in the best club in the world. He's the captain, he's our captain. He's a big man of football, a big name. I think he's the best ambassador possible for Croatia. He still plays at an amazing level. It's a big pleasure for me to have him every day on the pitch. And tomorrow also as an opponent, because you learn also from your opponent. But like I said to him, it's going to be a big battle, and I hope to beat him tomorrow.
What's the best advice Luka's given you since you've come to Madrid?
It's not about advice, because this type of people, you just have to watch them do, watch them work, watch them, or he recover from the game, the way he put intensity in training every day, the way he put quality on his game, the way every year he added something to his game to perform and to stay at this level, because the guy is 39 and he's still playing at the highest level. So it's an amazing feeling to watch him every day, because you don't need people to talk. You just have to watch what he do and to enjoy, because of course he's one of the greatest of all time, and he's not going to play 20 years more. So we have to enjoy every day, every game, because it's a pleasure to watch him play.
All right, today listen to Kylian Mbappe. Later tonight, both team would be in action, talking about the Les Bleus of France and the La Tri of Croatia. What do you expect from these coming together of, well, like call them great players?
It's not the first time they playing the final in 2018.
2018, yeah.
And France won by 4-2 in the final. Kylian Mbappe, of course,
18 years there.
Yes, and he scored in that one. Tonight, it's Croatia playing at home. Quarter-final, first leg. So it's going to be two teams.
I think they played at the Euros as well.
Yeah, the two teams have got the captain playing for the same club. Luka, captain Croatia. Kylian Mbappe, captain France tonight. It's going to be a watch, but I think that the French, led by Didier Deschamps, will just be too much for the Croats.
Well, just that being too much also. On the continent of Africa, we have games set to go down as well. And that's from the continent, what I can see. Comoros will be up against Mali. But then, quickly, before we talk about African football, going to the South American football, Brazil will be up against Colombia. It has not been the best of a World Cup qualification series also for the Samba boys.
A little bit of distraction now for one of the key players for Brazil, Rafinha, because earlier today the Spanish Football League said that the outstanding game against Osasuna will be played on the 28th, and at that point in time Rafinha will still be busy playing for the Seleção of Brazil. But tonight is every game now counts for Brazil. They don't have the best of starts for these World Cup qualifiers. They play against Colombia, they play against Argentina, crucial game, and that game will be the early hours of Friday morning, so around 12:31 in this part of the world. So for Brazil, I will wait to see Colombia not doing badly. They're getting the job done. We know what they did at the World Cup in 2014 and how the likes of James Rodriguez came into the scene.
No, you talk about what they did also at the Copa America, where they lost to Argentina in the final.
In the final. So for Brazil, it's going to be a tough one. For Brazilians, they are fifth on the log, while Colombia are fourth. So it's fourth against fifth tonight or in the early hours of Friday morning.
Well, just as we have that also, still talking about our World Cup qualifiers. Well, now, on the continent of Africa, well, for all of the games are set to go down. The match is finished between Mozambique and Uganda, 3-1. Mozambique got the victory. Comoros against Mali, Libya against Angola, Kenya against Gambia, Charles against Gabon, Benin will be up against Zimbabwe, Guinea-Bissau against Sierra Leone. You know, I think our sights should be on this game between Zimbabwe and Benin. If Zimbabwe could get a victory today.
I said in the morning, Zimbabwe, they've got 2 points. Benin Republic on 7 points. So Zimbabwe is playing at home. Remember when we played them, ended 1-1.
But what in the context the way I'm saying, if Zimbabwe could should get a victory later today, not sure if a victory should come the way of the Shooting Super Eagles
I know,
tomorrow.
I know Super Eagles don't shooting stars. Yes, I understand.
In
In fact, I wish Zimbabwe win tonight to make it open. But before we quickly go, we just have one second. So the Cocoa Box draw, scheduled for 2 and then to 2:30 will come up from 5 to 6 on the game. So all those who played, keep playing, because the draws will come between the hours of 5 and 6 today. I apologize for any incoming that will probably have cost you. So we'll see you by 5 to 6 when Krista will be here in his team for Yegi. And of course, when they also come, we'll have the draws for the Cocoa Box.
Well, all right, that's how far we can go in today's edition of the show. Till we come again tomorrow, Scoreboard in 15 and Scoreboard Reloaded. I am SAMIES, your sports captain. Do a good rest of the day, and bye for now.